Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Reality NSFW's coverage of Big Brother 23. We are back once again after the Veto episode. I am not Bobby Goodsby, but Alex Rubino filling in, and I have, of course, joined by my illustrious co-host, the one and only Brent Wolgamott. Brent, how are you?
I am doing awesome. Thank you for having me tonight. I am at my boyfriend's house. You can tell the background behind me is a lot different. He's a lot more modern than me, so his house looks a lot more interesting, a lot more eclectic, a lot more fun. So y'all can, pick apart the background if you want while I'm talking. But I'm happy to be here and happy to talk some Big Brother. I'm
so happy to be back with you after, a week of Big Brother. It's been a week.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's been a week.
I don't think we have anything crazy to talk about with the live feeds as at this moment like we did last week, but still think we had a decent episode. So you ready to just jump into this?
Yeah, totally ready. Let's go. Yeah.
All right. So they started out the episode with the good old announcer guy doing his previously on, and I noticed the cookout pun of him saying the cookout was sizzling, and each of them were sauteing with a side dish, which he got that in while he could because the side dishes are starting to be no more, with everybody thinking their side dish is expendable instead of saying, you know what, I want to be the first black winner instead of just saying, let's have a black winner. And they're like, maybe I should keep my side dish in. But nope. Hannah wants to get rid of Derek X right away. Tiffany thinks Claire is expendable. But
it's frustrating. That's the part that I think is bugging most of us. Let's just start from the top because they addressed it at the beginning. Listen, here, let me give you the real tea right off the top. I am all for Black excellence. I am all for representation matters. Okay. However, Black excellence to me means winning the game. You're going to go in there and you're going to win. You're going to be the first Black winner in the history of Big Brother. Okay. There are many of these people who are in the cookout who don't seem to give a damn about that. Or if they do, it's more like a goal that's off in the distance and they're not setting themselves up for winning the game. And I'm aware that Tamar was the first Black winner of Celebrity Big Brother. Bitch, we're talking real Big Brother. This is real Big Brother. This isn't speed up Big Brother that lasts in 3 weeks. This is a show that goes on for 3 months. So let's be real about that. This is Big Brother real, okay? And they have not had a Black winner in 22 seasons. Obviously, this season, they want to have a Black winner, and I am all for that. But the thing that's frustrating most of us is the fact that they don't seem to be playing for themselves. Here's the thing. I think that most of us would agree that it's great when people play and do things that are bigger than themselves, okay? That's awesome. We all want to say, I was a part of something. When I was in the Army, I was like, I'm a part of something that's bigger than myself, okay? As far as reality shows go, I don't really want to watch people playing for something bigger than themselves. I just want to watch them play for themselves. And there's a big difference to what's going on. Because if you listen to the house guest this week, everything's all about the cause, and I'm down for the cause, and I'm down to get the 6 of us to the end. I hear nary a word about how can I get to the end? What can I do for my game? And I think also the thing that's frustrating us is that, as the announcer said at the beginning, Alex, the fact that the side dishes are going away, and the side dishes are definitely, if not sauteing, they're not just sauteing, they're outright burning right now. They are burnt to a crisp because they have no chance to win the game. Literally none. I think they have no chance to win the game. By the way, say something to me if you're still there, because I think you might be frozen. You haven't moved in a second. You're frozen. Okay, so Alex, Alex is frozen. I'm sure he knows he's frozen. Yeah. Oh, you're there. You're there. Okay, you're back. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you fine. Yes, yes. Oh, you're lagging a little bit, but go ahead. I think you're lagging, so I'm gonna keep going. Just give me a sec. Just give me a sec. But anyway, that's where I'm coming from. The side dishes.
Yes. So I agree with you.
Okay, go ahead.
I agree with you for the most part. I think, yes, seeing
I'm like shutting up so you can talk, and then you don't talk.
I agree with you. I think these side dishes should be themselves, but they are not. Right?
Yeah,
You okay?
I don't think anybody got any of that, honey.
Yeah,
nobody got any of that. So I'm just gonna listen. You're gonna.
My internet.
You're gonna. I
has been a
know. We all
disaster.
know. Internet happens. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I know what you're saying. That we want to see the side pieces be more important to the people in the cookout who are their respective partners. I want Claire to be more important to Tiffany. I want Derek X to be more important to Hannah. And that's not happening right now. It's really not. And it's frustrating because when we got to this point in the game, after the first 5 boots were out, I was like, I know it's a little predictable right now, but I assume once we get the jury and people are fighting for their side pieces to stay in the game, that there's going to be commotion, that there's going to be people talking, and it's going to get people riled up. But come to find out, Tiffany's totally fine getting rid of Claire. If it's got to be done, it's got to be done. Derek F and Azza, Brittany, oh well. I know they wanted her to stay this week, but she's got to go with the rest of them. And we're down for the cause. You heard it. I even heard Azza on the feeds yesterday saying she wants to put Kylan on the block. Like if she wasn't playing for the cookout, she would want to get Kylan on the block and get him out. She hates him that much that she wants him out of this game. But she's down for the cause. And again, the cause is great. We all want the cause. We all want black excellence. But bitch, I'm telling you, from a TV watching perspective, watching a cause, like this is just like when I watch game shows that have contestants on them playing for a celebrity, they're playing for a cause bigger than themselves. They're playing for charity, but it's no fun. No, we don't like watching that. We want to watch people being greedy. We want to watch people being selfish. We want to watch people playing for themselves. That's why the Mole, when the Mole brought back its celebrity version, Kathy Griffin won like $241,000. Like that didn't go to charity. That went to Miss Kathy Griffin. Okay, let's be clear about that. When Dennis Rodman won Celebrity Mole 2, he didn't play for charity. He won $200,000 for his damn self because he was playing for him. And that's what makes it fun. So the fact that these people in the cookout are playing for a cause that is bigger than themselves is all well and good, but it doesn't make for exactly scintillating television. And I'm just hoping that when, I'm all over the place. Alex, are you back with us? Is your internet? It sounds like it's better now. Okay. Yes. While you have good internet, tell me what you want to tell me.
I think there is an element of this that is interesting to me, and I think it is really one of the first times that we're seeing a group of house guests really playing for something that is bigger than themselves in terms of regular Big Brother. And I think that's great, and I think that's interesting. However, at this point where they're all sounding more group think-like instead of self-interested, that's where you're starting to lose me a little bit. And I do think in a week, maybe 2 weeks, as it gets closer to Final Sixes, members of the cookout are going to realize, well, crap, I'm not in a good position. I'm probably handing Xavier the win. I'm handing Tiffany the win. I need to step up. And I think Hannah is the big culprit in this. She's not only saying it's okay if Derek X goes, she's campaigning for him to go next week. And I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? For the love of God. Let me take out my number one ally when I don't have to, and he can actually help me. And everybody's okay with us being aligned. Like, what more do you want? Listen. Everybody else wanting him out, I can understand. Hannah wanting him out makes no goddamn sense to me in the world, and I love her, but it's driving me insane.
It's driving all of us insane because we're also rooting for Hannah. We're rooting for Tiffany. We're rooting for basically. I'm rooting for the 3 women. If I'm being totally honest. Azza. I would love for her to start playing her own game and actually put Kylan on the block and target him. Hannah, I want to see keep Derek X, and Claire, I want to see keep. Tiffany, I want to see keep Claire, but that doesn't seem to be happening. I will say yesterday it did seem like Hannah and Tiffany were realizing maybe it's a good idea to keep Derek X in the game because he's not going to target us. He's going to target Kylan. He's going to target the guys. He's going to go after them. But they're still, it's kind of muddy about can we do that or not? Because Hannah, much to our own chagrin, has put the train so far down the tracks on targeting Derek X literally next week that even though Derek X did a lot of good work with Xavier and company in trying to, get in good with him and make him trust him, even though he just backdoored Christian last week, he's done a lot of good work, but the work was all for naught, because then Hannah's going behind Derek X's back and saying, don't believe him, he's playing you, don't believe him, he needs to be the next target. And I'm just like, do none of you people have any thoughts about wanting to win Big Brother for yourself? Because at some point, somebody's going to end up in 7th place and somebody's going to end up in 6th place. And if you don't have a side piece there, it's probably going to be you. Go ahead.
I think this is just and I think in certain instances she has had such great reads and knows what she's doing when she has those reads. She has a terrible read right now. I'm sorry. I think, like you said, starting today may have realized, oh crap, I'm not in a great position. But she already pushed the train so far down. She has no agency left with anybody, maybe except Tiffany. And all it is her and Tiffany being like, you know what, maybe I fucked up already. And it's so disappointing to see. And I'm just, I guess, hoping like a Claire or Derek X can pull out an HOH next so that this isn't so cookie cutter and dry. But you know what? Let's just thank production, because they didn't think through another twist and let's put a random nominee on the block and watch all the cookout be safe again. And the cookout is just going to escape easy and easy and easy. These twists, I could go all day on how much I hate these twists. But these twists that help.
The twist that,
I hate the high roller twist.
The high, let's be clear, the high
this
roller
fucking sucks.
Yeah, the high roller twist helps the cookout. Because even if Claire or Derek X, like let's assume for the sake of argument, Claire or Derek X or Alyssa or even Sarah Beth wins HOH next week. And even then, if they target 2 members of the cookout, the twist makes it so the people with the most money can spend their money to play the next power game, which is taking someone off the block and I think replacing them. Like, it's not just a veto. Like, they get to replace them. I'm pretty sure they do. It's like a diamond power veto. Help me on that. I didn't listen to all on the stuff. Maybe the chat can help me. But yes, I mean, it just makes it harder. So it's almost like a Big Brother 20 all over again when we finally got Haley as the HOH, but then the hacker twist comes and screws everything up. It's really frustrating for all of us. And, I actually think they did a good job. The twists are very interesting this year, and I like how they get to bet on people. And it's not just a cut and dry twist. It's more thoughtful, and I do enjoy that. But, it's definitely going to make things harder for Claire and company. Oh my gosh, I'm literally by myself. Wow. Y'all didn't think this was going to happen tonight, did you? So anyway, I mean, I've been talking most of the time by myself anyway. So I'm just going to keep talking by myself. If you all got questions in the chat, y'all can help me out tonight because I need to talk about some stuff from the episode. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on the cookout, you guys. I love the cookout. The thing is, aside from Derek F, I love everybody in the cookout. But I mean, and I like Derek F. Okay, but it's frustrating watching the people who don't. It's frustrating watching the people who almost in spite of it, how boring the show is right now, and it's a little boring, it's a little cut and dry, are like, this is a great season, this is fantastic. And I'm like, in some ways, it's just another steamroll. In fact, it's even worse because there's no way they're going to be able to figure out what's going on. And I know people say, oh, Claire knows what's going on, Derek knows what's going on. Girl, I really don't think they do. I don't think they do. Because if they did, when they got plans about putting, Xavier on the block, they wouldn't go tell, Kyland or Tiffany. They wouldn't say things like that if they really figured it all out. So Derek or Alex, it does look like you're still frozen, hun. So say something, or maybe you're not now. Go ahead and talk. Damn you, internet. He's trying, folks. He's trying. He was so excited to host tonight, and the poor Wi-Fi. It's just not. It's not with it tonight. It's just not. Alex, dear. Okay, I'm going to talk about the episode real quick because the thing I thought that was the most interesting about the episode, and it was a really fun episode lately. Let me be real. It was a very fun episode. So fun even that I kind of tweeted about it because it was fun to watch the various the various faces of Britney, because if you noticed in the beginning, I think maybe even in the beginning, they used a clip of her from after the veto ceremony because it looked like she was wearing the same thing. She had the glasses. It looked like she'd been crying. But then other times they had clips of her, obviously before the nominee ceremony, and then other times right after the veto draw and right after they had bet on the people to win in the veto competition. So I do love that aspect. I will say that if I see, the thing is, I'm not the host. Alex is the host, so I would let one of you guys, like Stacy or Mary or somebody in the chat, come on and talk with me right now, because then I'd have somebody to talk to. But I'm not the host, so I can't let people into the chat or into the studio, which kind of sucks. Next time, I'm gonna make sure I'm the host. That way, I can do what I want when it's my show. Yes. Oh my God.
How's this working?
What did you do? Because it's like night and day.
I just tried joining on my phone. How's this?
Oh, this is so much better. Please talk. I've been talking enough. Oh my God, go.
All right. Oh my God. So this is a little weird.
I will say before you start, I'm gonna talk for a little bit longer. Make sure that your actual mic is selected. It sounds like your computer mic is selected. I don't know, but or maybe you're a little far away. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't sound like your real microphone is. Say something.
Yeah. Can you hear me? How's this?
It still sounds very tunnely. It sounds like it's coming from your computer. Make sure your actual microphone is selected. Is it selected? Because if not, we'll just go.
I don't think it is. It's on my phone, but yeah, I'll just go and I'll work on it when.
Okay, go ahead.
So
I was talking about the different faces of Britney, how, like, you got to see her at her happiest when the veto draw happened and they all got picked, all the jokers got picked, all the way to the end when she's absolutely in tears. Yes, go ahead.
Oh my God, I had some notes on this that they really just ran Britney through the ringer in this episode.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And I feel like if you're watching this not knowing what happens, you're either A, falling for it and thinking, oh my God, Britney's safe, and because a lot of America apparently liked Britney, this is great, or you're thinking, oh no, they're setting up her downfall, they're setting up her downfall, they're setting up her downfall, and that's what it ended up being, because of course, well, yeah, spoiler alert, it happened like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's going home tomorrow.
Yeah, she's gone. She's gone. Like, let's be clear. Go ahead.
I'm hoping and praying that the flip that Claire and Derek X have been trying to pull this whole week will end up working. It will not, as far as things stand right now. There's almost no shot it does work. But boy, if we can get Big D sleeping on the jury house couch instead of the BB couch, oh, how happy I will be to say bye-bye, farewell, see you later, and don't come back.
Right. So I'm jumping around a little bit, but the one thing that I think that could make that happen, and again, this is like 1% out of 99 or 100. Okay. I did see that 3 members of the Cookout were making a secret alliance together. I think it was like Hannah, Tiffany, and I don't know who the third person was. Like maybe Kylan.
I think it was Xavier.
They made an alliance together.
That would make the most sense.
Whoever, it doesn't matter who. The point is, it doesn't matter who it is. The point is that it happened.
Yes.
And if the other 3 members of the Cookout find out about it, bitch, there's going to be an invoice to pay. Like Alex, you're fine, by the way. I like everything. Like, this is a fabulous camera. You sound pretty good. Like, everybody can hear you. Like, well, just leave it as it is. But yes, in fact, this camera is so good that we might use it next week because you sound great.
How's the audio sound? A little bit better?
I mean, whatever. It's like, just go. I don't want to make people wait.
All right. Well, and if we want to just jump back a little to the beginning of the episode.
Turn that off.
Claire. I mean, Kylan. Can I just talk about how poorly Kylan has played this entire HOH from start to finish? I love him, but I feel like I'm almost rooting for somebody who just like is playing with like a disadvantage of some kind, where every time they think they're doing something right, they're just doing the wrong thing and turning. Every time it's clear as day. Turn left, Kylan, he's turning right. Every single thing he's doing. It's reminding me of Big Brother Canada 9 with how bad everyone was playing. But this time, it's really just him. And oh boy, he went from I would say a pretty good position. Not many people were targeting him. Tiffany was a little annoyed with him, to now everybody on planet Earth is annoyed with him. And yeah, he's not. Brittany's going to go out to jury and be freaking pissed at him. And to have the 4 women of the jury pissed at you, especially when it's somebody as loud and as vocal as Brittany, that's not good.
It's not good. And let me be clear, for those of you who didn't watch the live feeds and you're not paying attention, you're just watching the episode, maybe you don't understand why we're so put out with Kyland right now. But he's really he's played, Alex is correct, he's played this so badly because he was so condescending to Brittany both before the veto replacement ceremony and after the veto replacement ceremony. He wants to make it her fault and not his fault. When obviously, and the thing that's annoying the living shit out of me is that something that they didn't even talk about in this episode. Maybe they'll talk about it tomorrow. But again, this is a big reason why she was nominated. They didn't even address the fact that they all figured out who had the $100. And Brittany has $100, and they know she has $100, and they are worried, rightly so, that next week she's going to have enough to play for a power that could disrupt their game and leave 2 cookout members on the block. That's the real reason why she's being targeted this week, is because of all the people that were in Kyland's available pool, basically all the non-cookout members and also not Sarah Beth, who were there, all of them had less than, or had $75 or less, except for Brittany. And that's problematic. In fact, I think they all had $50 or less, because I think it was like Tiffany, Xavier, and Hannah that got $75, and they're all in the cookout. Yeah. And we know who got $100. It was Derek X and Derek F and Brittany, but they all know that Brittany got $100, and that's a big deal for them. And she didn't play for the veto derby. That's the other thing. If she had played for the veto derby, first of all, she could have won a veto. Second of all, I really don't think she'd beat the target right now. I don't think she'd be the target. If she had played and used her money, I think that, and the thing that sucks is I'm thinking this out because that's what I do. She had $100. If she would have played in the veto derby, that would have been what, $50? I think it was $50 hit, right? Yeah, because Tiffany has $25 left over. Yeah. It was $50 to play. If she would have played in it, that'd have been, she'd have had $50 left. Then next week, all she has to do is get $75, and she got $100 this week. So you gotta think she's gonna get $75 next week at least. Then she has enough to play in the roulette thing. Like that would be enough for her to play in both powers. But it looks like instead she's saving for the coup d'etat week and number 3 for a week that she's never even gonna be here. So, and that's the real reason why she's been targeted, and the show totally left that part out.
Yeah, and can I just to zero in on some of the things that Kyland's doing wrong, because it's just so he starts out the whole week, and like the night he wins HOH, which frankly I don't even think he should have won HOH in the first place. So he's handling the whole deal with Oz wrong, then throwing it to Tiffany. Then he's saying, you know what, I want to put Claire and Tiffany up together, and that at least is bold, but it makes a little bit of sense if you're going to put Claire, put her number 1 ally with her. And then, all right, then Tiffany talks to him for a couple minutes, and he's like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have done any of this at all. And then we get to the veto comp, where, all right, it's him and Alyssa in the final 2, so he wins a veto no matter what. He thinks, you know what, let me blatantly throw this veto, and Claire is going to like me more for taking the veto for myself and not giving her one than if I gave her one. What the hell are you thinking? Stop trying to act cute. That's been Kyland's whole thing, the whole game, trying to act too cute, and it's not working. And then also at the end of this,
okay, wait, let's stop right there. Let's stop right there.
Save her for 2 weeks.
Yes, let's stop right there because I want to address that. So I think that he had the right idea. I think he had the right idea in trying to get the veto for himself rather than let Claire have it. He just went about it all wrong. Like, it was obvious he was throwing. He needs to be frantic, looking around for stuff and pretending that he's looking for stuff. Instead, he was moving so slow, and Claire noticed it, and obviously. So then, like, anything that he might have gained from her is mostly lost. If he had been looking to actively, frantically for the veto and just outright lost to Alyssa, then when he saves Claire with his second veto, she's going to be thrilled with him. But he played it wrong, like he's played so many other things this week. Go ahead.
You can make that argument that he should have thrown it and fine. But
and I am.
He still has if he wins the comp, he still has a veto. He still has the veto at the end of it. So at this point, just try to win it. You lose if you win it, great. You have a veto. Sure, Claire takes herself off. You can make the argument, hey, I fought for you to get all the way here. And now you're coming off the block. This is freaking great. Let's plan together what we should do now that you're coming off. Should I use the second one to take Big D off? What have you? Plan out anything. Or, like you said, if you don't want to do that, fine. Frantic, look around like a mess, throwing every single veto you can find, and then either bring up the wrong one because you read it wrong, or just frankly, just don't find it. Just keep looking forever and say you can't find it. People will believe you. They don't know where the pieces are. Just keep going all day long. And then to just put the icing on top of the cake, after he does all this, and even after he goes through and puts up Brittany, taking their deal, squashing it down the toilet, and also when he tells her he thinks he's doing her a courtesy, doesn't even look at her in the eyes while he's holding a banana, which I just found very funny. He's been going around all week to her and saying, hey, Brittany, tell the house that I never violated our deal and that you've misstated the terms of our deal. Trying to make her look bad as she's on the way out the door to make him look good. And instead, all it does is get Brittany more mad at him. It makes everyone else in the house think he's a little bit of a lunatic. And it just magnifying the target on him. And if he wasn't in the cookout, I'd be betting he's gone next week. That's the only way he's safe. And frankly, at this point, he went from being one of the people where I'd say if he's in the final two, he's winning against anybody, to I don't think he's beating anybody at this case, maybe with the exception of Big D. And that's a maybe at this point.
So I agree with you on the fact that if not for the cookout, I think Kylan would clearly be evicted next because he's won 2 HOHs. He even won a second veto. He's somebody that, even though I think he would not get many votes at the end because people don't want to listen to him, he's too damn long-winded. Actually, let me stop right there. It's even worse because I feel like I am long-winded, but I feel like I have some awareness about the fact that I am. And you have to have a little bit of self-awareness when you have faults and you recognize, you know what, I know I can talk a little long and I know people get annoyed with me, and I don't think that Kylan recognizes that. I think he thinks he's amazing. I think he thinks everybody loves him. And this whole thing with making Brittany feel bad on the way out the door literally serves no purpose. If I was the HOH, I would put it all on myself. Just put it on yourself. Make them feel as good as possible. Don't make Brittany feel bad. What are you gaining by that? There's literally nothing to be gained by making her feel bad, especially on a week like this with the cookout in power and you know that she's dead to rights. She can do whatever she wants. She could have the best spiel, the best dance, funeral, whatsoever. Bitch, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work because she's going home. So I think that he's played it pretty bad. And if not for the cookout, he would be the next target. I am hoping beyond all hope, again, this is the thing about the twist, that if somebody like Alyssa, or I don't know, I'm trying to think of somebody who'd put up Kylan with somebody else, not Sarah Beth. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But let's say that person exists. Let's say Claire might put him up. You know what? You put me up on the block as a pawn, and yeah, you took me down, but you still put me up. I'm going to put you up, and I'm going to put you with Xavier. Xavier's my target. I would love it if she used Kylan as a pawn, put Xavier on the block, knowing in the back of her head, and maybe she never verbalizes it, but hopefully in the back of her head, she recognizes that the first 5 people, soon to be 6 people out of the house, are white. And I'm just hoping that in the back of her head, the possibility that, maybe on a season with the most diversity that the show has ever had, and with the history of racism the show has had for so many years, maybe it's not out of the realm of possibility that all 6 black players are working together in some capacity, and I should put up these 2 people. I'm hoping, again, I don't think she'd ever say it, but I'm hoping she might do it and find another reason. Although that sucks too, because I hate the fact that she would have to hide her reason for putting up people. I'd rather her be able to be honest about it. But see, the thing is, here's the thing, and I know I'm ranting a little bit. From Claire's perspective, she doesn't know that the cookout is an actual thing. Okay, so if she's wrong and she verbalizes the fact that maybe these 6 people are working together, she looks like a jackass. Like, I mean, we're all going to come for her on social media. You know what I mean? But if not, then but she doesn't know that there is an actual thing. If she knew that there was an actual thing, then she could verbalize it and we'd be like, yes, you're onto it, because we all want her to be onto it. You see what I'm saying? Ugh, it's frustrating.
At a point, her and Derek X are starting to realize, and I hope we get there, with her realizing, hey, there's an alliance that I'm not in, an alliance that is running the game. And yeah, she may not get everybody right, and you don't need to. Yeah, you're saying, oh, just all the black people are working together. That's happened season after season after season of people assuming that. Look at last season. People kept assuming Davon, Bailey, and David were working together, even though they couldn't stand each other's guts.
Right.
So it's reasonable to say, maybe I don't think they're all working together. But, she has to be able to find pairs in this group. You can't tell me that all 6 of them aren't aligned at all. At least Ozzy and Big D. Put up the 2 remaining jokers.
That's true. I know.
Go there if you want.
Go there. You know what? I actually don't. I mean, obviously, I think
you want to keep You want to keep Tiffany?
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead.
Claire has also made the point of her wanting to get Big D out because she, like everybody else in the house, knows he's going to Final 2 right now. There is no reason to take him out. All he does every day is sleep on that big blue couch and all that. So she's actually saying, you know what? I want to get him out. Fine. Put him and Kylan up. Great. You want Big D out? Fine. Kylan, you put me up last week. You're my pawn now, all right? Returning the favor. Let's do this. And, all right, it happens to win. You know what? Xavier's a pretty big comp threat.
I mean, she knows it too. She knows he's the most well-positioned in the house and the most well-liked in the house. She even named him as a target to Kylan. So, yeah, I don't know why she wouldn't put him up.
All right. Yeah. And also, I think before we talk a bit more about next week, I think this is a pretty good point to jump to commercial.
All right. We'll be back in 5 minutes. See you guys. I'll be in the chat.
Yeah. All right.
The Olympics, Euros, baseball, major championships, and concerts are all in this summer. But you know what isn't? A wild and hairy bush. Tame your pubes with help from our friends at Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Their 4th-generation performance package includes the brand new Lawnmower 4.0. If an athlete treats their body like royalty, why not treat your pubes like Olympic gold? Fellas, do right by your balls and join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com with the code SURVIVOR.
Brent, if you're paying attention right now, I know that you've probably had a mishap in the past and you've been trimming down there with not the tools for the job. Well, Brent, that's right. I'm talking to you. I have come to save you, but not just me. The folks at Manscaped. The world is starting to open up, and the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped is here to help you get ready. Inside, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, plus 2 free gifts. What's that, you ask? Performance boxer briefs and the Shed travel bag.
Talk about a world-class dismount into the post-quarantine world. This package is the perfect package for your package and peak performance in whatever sport you desire. Wink, wink. The brand new Lawnmower 4.0 is here to take the podium. This 4th-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 also has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multi-function on-off switch that you can engage a travel lock, and gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. Did I mention this trimmer is waterproof too? Michael Phelps is drooling just thinking about the possibilities.
Now, this package also comes with the Weed Whacker to chop your worst weeds up top in both your nose and ear. This tool is a lock to take home gold in the biathlon. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and uses a 9,000 RPM motored 360-degree rotary dual blade system. This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent against nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes.
After trimming your pubes, show them some sportsmanship with Manscaped's liquid formulations. The Crop Preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver ball toner are the key to feeling victorious this year. Manscaped's also throwing in 2 free gifts to the Performance Package 4.0. That's the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag.
Now go right now to get 20% off and free shipping using promo code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. That's 20% off free shipping with promo code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. Achieve pubic glory this year with Manscaped.
Lucy Nicotine is a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Finally, tobacco alternatives that don't suck.
Researched and developed for 3 years to be made for people, not patients. Lucy has created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. Lucy also has a lozenge with 4 milligrams of nicotine in cherry ice flavor. Each and every flavor actually tastes great, and it's convenient and discreet. Products can be enjoyed anywhere, on flights, at work, on the go, or even in the gym.
I am so happy that Lucy is sponsoring us. Ever since they came on board, I have gotten no less than 5 of my friends transitioned over to Lucy and put their cigarettes down. They like the gum. I'm used to seeing the packages all around. This stuff is great, and it's really helping people make much healthier choices. So get on board and join the Lucy movement.
Hey, it's 2021. Get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape, throw out your dip, and get some Lucy nicotine gum or lozenges. This is the real deal. A subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple that you don't even have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down.
Reality NSFW listeners, go to lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR to get 20% off all products, including gum or lozenges. That's lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Also, I have to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine derived from tobacco. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's lucy.co, and be sure to use that promo code SURVIVOR.
All right.
Let's do this. I think a good place to start right now is to talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger as the, quote, jacked jellyfish, because that had to be him.
I mean, I'm glad I'm not the only person who was thinking that. Because, oh my God, that sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger. But apparently there's a guy from like The Late Show or something, or some other late night show that does the Arnold Schwarzenegger voice and is apparently really, really good. So, you know, again, I sincerely doubted that Arnold Schwarzenegger got on, you know, did the voice for Big Brother, but God, it sounded like him.
That is not, there's no way. Even if Arnold is doing nothing, and right now he's busy ranting about people not getting the vaccine, which I could go on about, but I won't. He's too busy to do that, and they couldn't pay him enough. So that had to be an impression. It was a very good impression, I might add. But I'm just confused at the whole thing of why did we try to go with an Arnold Schwarzenegger type? 2, his hair did not look like a jellyfish at all. Like, are we just trying for the alliteration so badly that we're just going to get a muscular guy and call it a jellyfish?
I mean,
I don't know.
I think they would have been fine with any like douchey, bro-y kind of guy doing the voice, but it was very fun listening to Arnold because I think everybody was thinking, I'm sure the house guests were thinking the same thing. Like, come on, like it sounded like Arnold to me.
If they wanted a douchey guy, they could have just gotten Brent to do it for free.
Well, that's true. Yes, that's shade. Anyway, by the way, don't cover your mic because I think like sometimes you cover your mic or your phone or something and I can totally hear that you're covering your mics. Don't do that. So partly Cloudy in the chat wanted us to talk about the goodbye messages. The fact that the house guests, if you've been following the live feeds, of course, they didn't address this on the show. Why would they? And address anything that was game pertinent.
What else is new?
The cookout has decided jointly, all 6 of them, that they are not going to say anything about the cookout in the goodbye messages because, and sorry, your camera freezes every once in a while, and the last time it just froze on a really funny face. It was cracking me up. They're not going to say anything in the goodbye messages about the cookout because they are afraid of a buyback, and this is really frustrating to me because number one, they should be saying something, or some of them should be saying something. Number 2, I mean, I know that I've heard somewhere, maybe from Steve Moses or something, somewhere that they do not reveal game-related stuff in goodbye messages. They do not. If they know if the show knows there's going to be a buyback, they just cut up your thing so it does it. So whatever all the niceties are left, and none of the game stuff is left. If you were revealing anything that they didn't already know, I know that that's true. Otherwise, let me just say this: if it wasn't true, then there would be person after person who had a buyback over the years who would come back in with actual info that they could use against people who were in an alliance in the game. And we just haven't seen that. We just haven't. We haven't seen it. Now, they might have got it in jury, but they didn't get it from the goodbye messages.
Here's one easy solution to this whole thing. Have them record 2 goodbye messages.
See, I heard that.
Have them record one.
I know. Listen.
What's so hard about that? Tell them, hey, here's your full message if there is no buyback. Here's your message if there is a buyback. That isn't that hard. They make them play hard. Anything that gets these house gifts to play harder, I am all for. There's no reason you shouldn't do this.
I know, dear. I'm just saying that this show is not known for taking care, and I feel like if they recorded 2 messages, that there might be some screw up, and they might play the wrong one. I don't know. Like, whatever. Anyway, it's annoying to me because they should just tell the house guests. They should if production hears this on the feeds, they should just call everybody to the room, cut off the feeds, tell the house guests privately. We listen to you guys, and we just want to let you know nothing game related is ever revealed in a goodbye message. So if you are somebody who's thinking about saying something to somebody, even if there is a potential buyback, we will not reveal that from your message. And that's just such an easy fix. And then people be like, oh, it's good. We're good to go. Yeah, I know. I already know we're men. And once the cookout members hit jury, then they're going to talk about it.
If you want to go even further, let the players know what kind of game they're playing. Give them the rules. Like, you can tell them if there's going to be buyback or if there isn't. Because especially if you tell them there's no buyback, they're going to play harder.
I know, but
I remember at the beginning of BB22, every time they're like, oh, we have to get rid of Janelle and Case back-to-back because if there's a buyback. When there was not one to be seen for days and days and days. They just told them that season honestly turns out differently, in my opinion. And I think right now as well, this turns out differently if they tell them.
But then Alex,
also the cookout deciding, you know what, let's not tell people about their goodbye messages is another thing.
I don't think that production, even after 23 seasons, has realized that the more structure that you give to the game, the harder the house guests play. The less structure that you give to the game, the more unpredictable you make it, the less hard they play. Because when there's no structure and twists are abundant and people are coming in and out, people are coming back from jury, people are coming back from pre-jury, you're scared. And you don't want to do something wrong because you never know what's going to happen. So you hold on for dear God to your life vest and just want to get through the week. But if you know there's no buyback, if you know your place in the game, you're going to play all out. You're going to play balls out, man. And that's what we want the house guests to do. But you know what? In 23 seasons, they haven't figured it out. And I don't expect them to now. I really don't.
I also love that every time they think of a twist, they're like, you know what, maybe this will break up the big alliances. And they kind of got that with the teams. And they're like, you know what, let's America vote to give money to people that they say are their favorites so that everybody in the house knows who the favorites are. And then they can also game these twists well enough, which I think is honestly the only fun part of the twist, watching everybody try to game it, is then saying, you know what, let's get rid of America's favorites one by one by one, so that they can't affect these randomized twists, which are, oh, by the way, they're also getting a majority because there's more of them.
Yes. You might want to reset your phone, by the way.
Let's have somebody randomly go up on the block.
Your thing is kind of stop and start, and it's lagging a little bit. So, like, I don't know if you can reset it or just turn it back on again. Blah blah blah. Anyway, I'll talk for a second. Yes, I'm with you. The twists make everything entirely predictable. That's the thing. You input twists into the game. The house guests are worried about said twists and they play predictably. We don't want to see people play predictably. We want to see people play unpredictably. We want to see them take risks and go for the gold and try to win the money. Again, there's $750,000 up for grabs here, and you wouldn't know that from the faces of the freaking. I'm hearing my. Why am I only here? Why I'm so the fuck over technology. technology issues tonight. I know it's not his fault. It's not his fault. But I'm just like, why can't we have like, this is where I'm like, for a second, I'm a socialist because like I want everybody to have broadband Wi-Fi. Can we just do that? Anyway, I don't understand why the people in the cookout aren't playing harder, especially on a season with the most money ever to be won. Do you realize that when we get to the end and someone wins, likely from the cookout, and they're going to win the game, that we're going to have not only the first Black winner of Big Brother proper, but also the person who has won the most money in the history of Big Brother? Oh, that's going to be a sweet time. I'm just like, we're in the middle right now, and the middle's not so fun. I'm really hoping something happens to upset the apple cart. Kylan gets a big enough head and pisses people off, or somebody else does something. Maybe the three who weren't in the alliance hear about the alliance and they decide that they're going to make something happen. But gosh, overall, like, I just want something to crack open the game a little bit. I still want a Black winner. I still want the final two to be two people from the cookout, but I just want, like, we're all fans of the show, and we want the people in power to have to work a little harder for it. And right now, their biggest problem is hiding the fact that they're in an unbreakable alliance. Like, that's not exactly very fun. Again, if you guys have questions in the chat, please tell me, because as you can see, I have lost Alex for the moment, so it's just me. So if you guys have questions, I'm looking through everything that you guys said. Nowhere, I know technical things happen. I'm not mad at Alex at all. I know. I'm just like, I'm feeling bad for him because I know he was excited to host tonight. Stacy, superfans should know better. I'm with you. They wanted to play like legends. I'm with you, but they're not. You know who else is not playing like a legend? Claire. Claire is not playing like a legend. Claire is playing pretty fucking passive, if I'm being totally honest. Maybe it's just because I know about the cookout and she doesn't. So, I mean, I'm allowing for that as a possibility. So maybe, you know, it's easy for her to fall under the illusion that she's safe, but you know, it's almost like she forgets that she was on the block this week and totally vulnerable to going home until Kylan changed his mind. Exactly, Mary. Claire, who, yeah. It's frustrating watching someone who follows me on Twitter, who's obviously a fan of the show. She follows all the people from RHAP. Like, she's a fan, man. She plays LRG games, ORG games. Like, she's one of us, and yet it's looking pretty passive. And you're right, she has no agency. I didn't even. I'm trying to remember who I voted for. I don't even remember. I'm trying to remember who I voted for in the BB Bucks thing. I don't even think I voted for Claire because she hasn't impressed me much. I think maybe there was a second where I was like, maybe we should vote for Claire. Oh, I know when it was. When Kylan was talking about putting Tiffany and Claire on the block. That's when I was like, well, maybe we should vote for Claire. Maybe we should vote for Claire. But other than that, though, I don't see any reason to really believe in her at this point. Let's see. Wish individuals in the cookout were more interested, more self-interested. I agree. That's been our biggest problem with the cookout, is that the people in the cookout are not self-interested. None of them care to keep their side pieces more in the game. That's very, very frustrating to me. So, you know, I don't know what to do to circumvent that. They're down for the cause. We applaud them that they're down for the cause. We all want there to be a Black winner of Big Brother to break this awful streak, and with a past history of racism that the show has. But the way it's happening is not necessarily scintillating to watch. Alex, you're back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh my God, I was listening to you ramble, and I'm so sorry.
That's okay. The chat is helping me.
Yes, and to everybody in the chat, I love you guys, except the assholes. You know who you are. But the vast majority, I love you guys, and thank you for all your patience dealing with me. When it comes to Claire, I think she's gonna get evicted in a week or two and realize, oh, I missed something big. And she's just gonna be like, oh, that was right in front of my face and I did nothing about it until it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's flat out just gonna suck. Because like you said, she's the biggest fan maybe that's like ever played the game. We haven't had that many people that created their own Survivor game. She not only played in a game, she created her own game that is like 80 days long, and I've watched the beginning of it. It is pretty damn good. It's so well produced. She's like the biggest fan I've seen And I want her to do well so badly. I'm just like, come on, Claire, just kick it into another gear. And I feel like that I'm waiting for that from a lot of people. Like I thought it would be Tiffany who would kick it into another gear, and then she pulled back and was like, you know what, I want the cookout to do well. Which great, I love that they're playing for a cause, and I also think it's interesting seeing the players play a little differently. But I'm also just like, all right, Tiffany, kick it into another gear. Let's go. I know you can do it. I know Claire can do it. I think if anyone's going to do it, it might be Xavier at this point. I think Xavier has that instinct. He could do it. Ozza is smart, even if she isn't self-interested. I think she could play it that way.
If
Derek
Ozza,
X is learning the game.
Bitch, if Ozza could be unchained in this house and not have to worry about the social media ramifications of straying from the cookout, I would love her because she'd go after Kyland and we'd have a game. We'd have some people. They'd all become self-interested at that moment. If that happened, they'd all be like, you know what? The shit's hit the fan. Let's play for ourselves. And then you know what? She would just, it'd be so beautiful. Oh, it'd be great. Because I don't know that Kylan has that many fans right now. Like, he got, what did he get? $50 in the, he got $50 in the thing, right?
50. Yeah, he got 50.
No one likes Kylan. Yeah. I like, they had that little clip at the beginning of Alyssa saying, oh, America doesn't like me. I'm like, no, we really don't like Kylan, but go ahead.
I feel like the person to say that to is Big D, even though Big D somehow won $100.
How the fuck did that happen? Can we talk? Go ahead. Tell Alex. Tell me how it happened.
I think people texted the name Derek to the CBS chat bot, and it responded with press 1 for Derek F and 2 for Derek X. And I'm willing to bet that there were decent amount of people who just didn't know. Said, all right, that one, and picked Derek F. Or maybe a couple are like, you know what, he's the son of a boxer, and like maybe they got like Joe Frazier's fans to text this number because it wasn't that easy. So I think those two things together had to have helped them. What else is it? Oh, I'm gonna vote for the guy who's falling asleep. Like, what else is it?
Yeah. But those are the feeders, though. That's not the people who are actually watching the show. The feeders know he's asleep all the time.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but the people watching the show are like, they have to be like saying like, oh, he's the son of a boxer, or they just made a mistake with voting for the wrong Derek.
No. I'll tell you I'll tell you how it happened. It happened because he's the heavy-set, fun gay guy who gives us a little tea in the diary room and says funny things, and he's always smiling in the diary room. He's always happy to be there. Hey, girl, how you doing? What's up? Look at him. Like, I mean, he's into it, and people like that energy, especially on a cast of gamers who are also serious. I really do think that's how Big D got the $100. I'm being real with you guys.
I think there's merit to that as part of it, but yeah. And then maybe it's him e-voting every week.
I don't even think it's that. I just think he's the big fat gay guy. He's the big fat gay guy. That's the reason people voted for him. If you're in doubt, bet on the gay. I'm telling you, people like that energy in the DR. It's fun. It's irresistible sometimes. Even I don't even like. What? Go ahead.
Can we vote for one of the other 3 LGBT members on this cast?
Yeah, but he's the most overt about it. I know that there are other people. I know, but people don't know. I guarantee you, if you polled America, no one would be like pansexual. Does that mean he's into pans? Like, I mean, they would have no fucking clue. Okay, Sarah Beth's bi. What? Does that just mean you're not deciding yet? Like people don't understand. They understand gay. They get gay. Okay. Anyway, moving on. But that's how.
I know. I'm just, I guess, upset for no reason.
Yeah,
because it won't go anywhere. But
I have a scenario.
What do you think is happening?
Wait.
Go for it.
I have a scenario
for it.
So
yeah,
let's say that next week somehow something good happens. Either Derek X or let's say Claire wins HOH. Maybe things don't go our way, but then let's say the following week, Derek X still in the game. Derek X, because him and Claire are like lockstep right now. So somehow they survive next week. They win HOH in the 3rd week with the twist. And then Big D with his $300 goes up in there and flips the coin right. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh my God. I can't even, that timeline. That's like.
I hate you for manifesting that because it's going to happen now.
I know, right?
And I am going to like walk to Cincinnati, wherever the hell you live at this point, and just like rip your head in of like, no, why did you cause this?
I know.
Oh
It's
my
definitely a
God.
possibility. That's the thing, that
Yeah.
the underdogs, not only do they have to win HOH, they really have to win HOH and the twist in order to make something happen. And even then make the right nominations.
Why is production just in both BB US and BB Can? Why are they incapable of thinking, you know what? What's like the next level of this twist? All right, we do this. How are the players going to counteract that? Like, you got to assume you have some smart people.
I mean,
in there.
like,
There has to be-
okay, listen, devil's advocate, okay? I didn't hate the twists when they were announced. Because they, listen, let me finish. Because they gave them everything. It wasn't like they held back information. They told them, okay, you can win this power in this week, and here's what it does. You can win power number 2 in week 2, and here's what it does. You can win power number 3 in week 3, and here's what it does. And here's how much it costs. Like, they know everything. They know what it is and what it's going to do and how much it costs and when it happens. They know everything. But still, it's stifling gameplay.
They know everything with the twist, with like what power is going to be unveiled in which week. And I like that part. They don't tell them, though, how they're going to make more money. They have no clue. Is America voting again? We don't even know if America's voting again.
No. They told him, they told him America's voting, right? Because Alyssa knew that America hated her because she only got $50.
Yeah. Do they know if America's voting each week? Are we giving them more money? Or are they playing a competition to get more money? Nobody knows that.
I thought they did. I thought, wait. Okay, stop. I thought they did because Hannah said, "Hey, America, if you gave me $75 because you like me, cool. If you gave me $75 because of my association with Derek X, also cool, but throw money a little bit more my way next time. That'd be nice." So I feel like they know that America's voting.
I think that's more of an assumption than anything.
All right.
Just where I'm at with this, but I also, why are these games random? That is what's also insane. Like, all right, we've got these big giant powers, and we let America like vote on like who gets like the most money and the most chances, and then you know what? Let's do a random carnival game where you slide like these beer signs down a ramp. Let's flip a damn coin. That worked well on Survivor, right? Like, why are we flipping coins? What is it with CBS? And like, you know what?
Listen,
let's flip a coin.
Honey, they can't win because if they make it all physical, then it's like, well, you're favoring the physical people. This is a very egalitarian way. For those who don't understand my big words, that means anybody can do it. Like even Derek F. and his couch sitting laying ways can go in there and flip a damn coin. So like anybody can go in and play. Anybody could win at any moment. They like these egalitarian carnival games that they have on Big Brother every season, and you know, that's what they like.
There are look at Big Brother Canada for an example, which they never do because they pretend it doesn't exist. But look at the comps they did this season. At nearly every comp, you could say, you know what? I could feasibly see nearly everybody winning this. Like that would be the way I would do this. But you know what? I also would never have a twist for America votes because America gets everything wrong all the time. But that's just me. I also probably wouldn't have many twists to begin with. But
yeah, I know you wouldn't.
It's just I would have some, but no, not this. And
I'd have some in the beginning of the game. I think in the beginning it's fun. It keeps things interesting in the beginning. When you know, even if a twists are introduced in the beginning and you're a good player, you can get around it. Like I mean, you can get around it if you're a good player. But later on, I don't think it's great to have. And I know they're doing it because they want to have competition / stuff to talk about on Sunday, but still, it makes for a very boring week with twists, spooking the cookout. And so now they really don't want to make any bold moves now because they're scared about the twists. So, you know, I don't see it happening. The best that we can hope for is they get to week 3, we get a good HOH. Like a good HOH, a good HOH. Let me be clear. A good HOH if you're hoping for the cookout to be broken up a little bit. And they flip a coin and the 2 or 3 people who get to play all get it wrong. Like, I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, like, I would love for their twist to blow up in their face like that. That would be the tea.
It's already starting to blow up, which in some ways I love, but they won't learn from it, so I love it that much. What I do want to go back to for a second, if we can, is the whole discussion of the goodbye messages and the cookout saying they don't want to reveal it. Do you think any of them individually are going to say, you know what, this is my chance. Let me reveal it. Let me be honest and reveal it, and then maybe I can buy some goodwill? Because I think they could. I think the only person who said they definitely won't right now is Tiffany. I think I could really screw Tiffany if she's not careful.
I think Azza is a strong woman who doesn't really give a shit about other people and doesn't feel like she has to prove anything to anybody. I can see Azza revealing it to Brittany in her goodbye message. I can. I really can.
Yeah. Fair enough.
You think,
and I also
go ahead.
I think that's very fair. I think we could see a person, like at a point, maybe Kylan, when he realizes he's in trouble, let me tell everybody about the cookout.
When he realizes what?
That he's in more trouble. Like if he realizes at the end of this week, like, you know what, I'm not in a good position. Let me tell Brittany about the cookout. Maybe that.
I mean, also, that's the only way. Like, again, but it requires two of them to be on the block, two people from the cookout. Meaning, if Kylan's on the block against, Hannah.
I mean this week, him realizing, you know what, I'm in a bad position after this week. Let me tell Brittany about the cookout.
Well, no, I don't think that's going to happen. But let's fast forward. Fast forward. So if Kylan ends up on the block, Sarah Beth wins the veto. Maybe she's replaced by Hannah. Let's say she gets replaced by Hannah. Then Kylan's got to be nervous and shaking in his boots. And then does he go to the people who could swing the vote and say, here's what's been happening. If you save me, I'll work with you guys. She's just going to work with the remaining members of the cookout. You have to scare the life out of them. He has to be scared for his game, or she has to be scared for her game in order for them to reveal something. Otherwise, there's no reason for them to reveal anything.
I think what's so interesting about this, whole conversation that they had to decide to not expose the cookout, is that Claire heard them talking, not about the cookout in particular, but about being honest in your goodbye messages or not. And she's literally saying that, you guys remember what happened to Paul, right? She's giving them ammunition of, you know what, maybe we should reconsider. Maybe we should be honest about our games and own it and tell them so that everybody's not bitter coming out. And they're still, for the most part, saying, you know what, no, let's not tell them about the cookout. Let's not tell them. And I'm really thinking, and this could suck, I think we could be in for a very bitter jury, especially if we lose Brittany this week. We say we lose Alyssa next week, DX the week after. Boy, are there going to be some unhappy people.
I know. I don't. But what are they going to do? I mean, again, so if it's two members of the cookout at the end together, which I think it's going to be, we're going to have our first black winner of Big Brother. If it's only one member of the cookout in the final two, the cookout is going to have a controlling 5 votes out of 9 on the jury. So even if these people are all pissed off, fuck them. You know what? The cookout's going to vote for me. Fuck y'all. Ha! I mean, Kylan could get to the end and they would, Azza, she'd put Kylan's key in the box, but she wouldn't like doing it. She'd be so mad. God damn it, I had to put this key in the box. And it'd be rich. We'll
see. I think one of them you might be able to get one of them to flip.
Derek F, but I still don't. Not if only one member of the cookout is in the final two, and they're against somebody who's a non-cookout member. I think the pressure from everybody will be enormous, and I cannot relate to that pressure. So God bless them.
I also think if we end up at the cookout in the final 6 or even final 7, I think these people are going to start just going at each other. Hook tooth and nail, and then it's going to be really interesting. And then I think you're going to see them trying to outgame each other, outmaneuver each other. Someone tells about the cookout, someone doesn't.
So here's the thing: I'm really annoyed because the double eviction usually happens, especially if there's two. They haven't had a double eviction yet, have they? So I'm hoping the double eviction happens I'm hoping it happens next week or the week after, when there's still non-cookout members in the house. Because if we could just fast forward through that'd be fucking awesome. It would be fucking great if we could just do that, because I don't want there to be a double eviction when it's only cookout members or cookout and one person left. I don't want that to be the fast forward week, because that's all the good tea We'll get the good tea, and we're gonna miss it.
I think what we can get is in 2 weeks. I think we get a triple eviction.
No. Don't put that in the universe.
I hate saying it. I think it's gonna happen.
Okay, as long as they do it like you know what? Actually, I wouldn't mind a triple eviction with the way things are, as long as they did it like they did last year on Big Brother 22. Yeah. Like if they did it like basically two double evictions back to back, like an hour-long television, like that would be cool.
I think that'd be okay. I just don't think they would do it at the right time like last season. Like, you know what? What would be really fun? Danny sitting on the block for a week and exposing everything. Nope, let's get her out in an hour.
I know. Again, you're manifesting stuff now. Why are you manifesting stuff now? Yeah.
Because I have to look at this reason.
Look, no, we still listen.
Fuck something up.
We still got 4 weeks left. You know they're not going to do a double eviction on the second week or the third week because of the powers in play. But they could do it at the end of the night of the third week. They could do that. And I'm talking about like from the start of jury here. So that's possible. And even if they did it at the start of the fourth week, that would still be okay. So I'm okay with that.
I think at that point they're gonna wait too long. And then
right. Let me talk about something real quick. I want to talk about Brittany. God bless her. I mean, look, I know that this was a fait accompli and that she was gonna be on the block, but God bless her. When Sarah Beth told her, I almost shit my pants when Sarah Beth told her, because correct me if I'm wrong, this was not on the feeds, right? I did not see this on the feeds. If it was, I missed it. I don't remember. Yeah, when Kylan told Sarah Beth that you can go tell Brittany that she's going to be nominated as a replacement nominee, and Sarah Beth went and told her, and Brittany like loses her shit and stomps back in the house and is frantically looking for him. Like, I know we say this and you're thinking, well, of course she's going to do that, Brent. But you know what? Other people would have just sat there and been like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Like, she actually tried to save herself. She actually tried to turn the tide in her favor. I don't think she did a particularly good job. She kind of came off as threatening Kyle, like you're going to go back on our deal, when really what she needed to say was, hey, remember, we have a deal. I'm on your side. Like, again, I don't think anything she said was going to make a difference because Kylan had talked to too many people and everybody knew the plan. By the way, the other person who I was thinking about during this was Alyssa, because she's standing there all high and I don't want to say all high and mighty, but she's standing there with Kylan with the veto around her neck. And of course she can't be nominated this week, but she doesn't know how close she came to being nominated this week. Like, she could easily be in Brittany's spot next week. It frustrates me. Gosh, it frustrates you so much.
Interesting that I think we're gonna have a situation where you have a couple seasons where the players realize they're in danger once too late. But this time it's not that one person is pulling the strings. It's that there was this alliance pulling the strings, and I think that's gonna catch up to them and be like, oh crap, I'm screwed. And I have to give Brittany credit for all the fighting that she has done. Yes, it's been pretty piss poor, to put it mildly, but yeah, she was fighting an uphill battle, and you have to give her all the credit in the world like that. What I do want to posit to you is, who goes up next week? If let's say Derek X wins HOH, who goes up next week?
I mean, in my wildest dreams, Kylan, then and Xavier. I think definitely he would put up Xavier. I really don't think that he would put up Alyssa. I really don't. I think that he would take a shot at one of the big guys in the cookout. I really do. But would he put up, like, who would the second nominee be? That's the real question to me, because his nominations make no sense if he doesn't do that. But of course, again, he doesn't know that though. He might think like, Xavier and Alyssa from the Kings, weren't they? They were from the Kings, right? Like those are two perfectly great nominees. Like, he may not realize that, hey, one of these people is in the cookout and has an unbreakable bond with them, and he's going to be totally safe no matter what you do this week. Like, you can't get him out unless you put him up against another member of the cookout. So, and let me also be clear, and I normally don't respond to chat this way, but it's always hard when you're a white man and you're recapping a show, especially on a season like this. Alex, I know you as a white man, who you're trying to talk about members of the cookout, And obviously they formed this alliance based on their shared backgrounds. But there's still 6 black players who are part of it. Like there are no people who are not black who are not part of it. And there are only people who are black who are part of it. So by definition, I mean, these are 6 people who are playing together to get 2 of them to the final 2 and to produce a black winner for the first time in the history of Big Brother. And again, it's not just important for this season, and it's not important because they've never had a black winner before. It's important because of the history of racism and white privilege on this fucking show. And we know because I've tweeted about it since I've been podcasting for the last 10 years of my life. So it's not easy to talk about, but I try to do a pretty good job. Anyway, go ahead.
I think what we can say about that situation is that you and I, especially, we're always learning. We admit we don't know everything. We're trying to learn. And for those who actually can give us constructive feedback that will actually help us learn more and be better educated on all these issues, please, I welcome it. Brent welcomes it.
Oh God.
But if you're just going to be in the chat saying that we're racist,
because we talk about the cookout as it exists with the fact that they're obviously controlling the game and they're not going to vote against each other. Like, I mean, that's the T. That's the cause. That's the goal, man.
Exactly.
That's the goal. They openly admit that.
Yes. And if you're saying something that isn't constructive and you're just trying to get under our skin or spread crap, you're going to get blocked. I have the power tonight. And boy, is it fun to press that button. I've already started using it. So if you're going to say that, fuck off.
I do want to respond to Tamika. So Tamika in the chat said that Kylan, when he was talking to Brittany about the fact that she was about to be nominated, looked really hot. He did look really hot. He looked really, really good tonight. Like, I mean, Kylan can be a dick sometimes, and he definitely is long-winded and annoys the fuck out of me. But man, he looked really, really good. And I thought it was hilarious too when he was in the donkey suit. Like, you know, the donkey like went up to here, and they would pull back to like get the whole thing in the shot. Like, I was so glad when he was out of the donkey suit because that was.
I think it's a testament to this whole cast. This whole cast is gorgeous. Like,
oh yeah, they are. Yeah. Have you seen Azza? Azza when she wakes up. Azza when she wakes up, she looks so good. She looks as good as she does when she goes to sleep. She looks so damn good.
So then I wake up and my hair is all over the place and I look disheveled and I'm like, oh God.
Right.
I don't know how she does it. I don't know how all these people do it. But just going back to the event. So we've talked about what happens if DX wins HOH. What is the worst case scenario, do we think? Is there anybody in the cookout that is the worst case scenario of winning HOH, and what do they do?
I don't know. Like I think the worst case in the cookout winning HOH is probably Tiffany winning HOH, because based on what she's saying right now, she would target either Derek X or Claire. I just think, like, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, the best HOH would be Azza or DF. Like, I can't even believe I'm saying that.
For the chaos alone,
Big D winning HOH would be hilarious. I would love it if Big D. I don't know what HOH competition he's gonna win, laying on the couch, but you know.
HOH, I think he would never take that robe off, and he would be the funniest person. He would have the biggest case of HOH-itis we may have ever seen.
It'd be fun, and that's what we need right now. We need a little fun. Yeah. I want some fun.
Oh, I do too. And I think what's so interesting is that a week ago we're saying, all right, Tiffany wins HOH, Sarah Beth is gone. I don't think we've talked about Sarah Beth once this entire episode. We've been talking for 73 minutes at this point.
I mean, I talked about her a little bit when she went outside to tell Brittany that, you know, hey, you're going to be nominated.
I mean, that was just because that was like her only moment in the episode.
We're not talking about
theoretically best allies HOH. It's so interesting to me that, like,
I mean, she let me say this. She's the person who needs to be the most concerned, I think, from members of the non-cookout, because Kylan is annoying the living shit out of everybody. And if he goes up, the person who's going up with him is Sarah Beth. Yeah. And she's going to go home if she doesn't win the veto. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to be her right now.
So interesting is that, in a way that, like, yes, Kylan has made the target on him so big that even people in the cookout realize, hey, if I put him and Sarah Beth up, there's a chance people may want to take Kylan out. Yes, it's not going for the cause, and they may not end up doing it, but the desire is there. And I think inadvertently, because I don't think Callan deserves any credit for this, he's almost done the Dr. Will thing in a way. Of he's made his target so big it's almost invisible at this point. And yes, he can go home in a couple weeks, but I don't see him really going home next week.
I'm okay. I
don't
see
see SB going home unless there's like a wacky veto situation where, say Claire and DX are up and Alyssa decides to use the veto on one of them, then she goes up and maybe goes out. But that is just bananas to me.
Okay, here's the thing. I think that Kylan has, I see what you're saying, and I do agree in some ways. He's got a little bit of Dr. Will in him. Like, he doesn't totally know it, but just because of the contours of the game right now, if the cookout wasn't there, I think Kylan would go home next week because he's won 2 HOHs, a veto. Yes. He's annoying the shit out of everybody. People would want him out. I know he's unlikable. You can take him to the end and sit next to him, but they would want him out this early. Okay, they would want him out. But because the cookout is there, Kylan's going to stay. And that means he's going to get to the final 6. And at the final 6 is when the end game happens. People start thinking, well, who do I want to take to the end? Who is unlikable? Who can I beat at the end? Kylan's got to look pretty tasty, man. So Dr. Will won his season. Let's be clear. I don't think Kylan can win this season unless he's against a non-cookout member in the final 2. So yeah, I'm not totally buying the comparison, but I see where you're going.
No, I don't. Listen, let me be clear. Kylan is no Dr. Will in any universe. He is nowhere close to the level of gameplay that Dr. Will is. But I almost think he has done that Dr. Will thing by accident for now. And I think also we saw Kylan play the pre-jury for the most part pretty damn well. Nearly everybody liked him. And I think he can gain some goodwill back if he's not HOH and he's not immediately targeted. I think he can win some goodwill and maybe stay a couple weeks. Yeah, is he winning the game? No, there's almost no shot he wins the game right now. But can he get far? Yeah, I really think he can.
Okay, cool. Well, I got to go. So take us home, Alex.
Yes. All right. Well, to everybody who's joined us, thank you so much. I apologize again for my internet lighting issues, what have you. But this has been so much fun to talk with you, Brent. Thank you for being here. And do you want to tell everybody what your social media is, or shall I?
Yeah, y'all know. You can find me at OneLuckyGay. That's one spelled out ONE on Twitter, Instagram, wherever the hell I am, Snapchat. Like, I'm all over the place. I think I even have like a OneLuckyGay Twitch account that I never use. But yeah, you can find me there.
Yes. And I am at Alex M. Rubino everywhere. If you, for some reason, want to follow me. It's not as interesting as Brent, but it's there. And yes, Brent, you were amazing. Thank you for getting me through this.
All good, man.
Thank you, everybody who listened, and have a great night. Bye, guys.
Zach, back in the day, I used to love watching professional wrestling every Saturday morning after my cartoons. And whenever I did, my favorite part was enjoying cereal with it because cereal was cool. But, of course, growing up, cereal being the best part as a kid, I had to give it up. Why? Because I realized it was full of sugar and junk that you shouldn't really eat. Now, I've been trying to cut down on carbs, sugar, and unhealthy food and realized I basically can't eat anything anymore. I've been drinking protein shakes and powders for years, but I finally found a delicious way to get my protein before and after workouts. Now, hey, we're all trying to eat better, but healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring, and Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors you love, but without all the bad stuff.
I am hooked on Magic Spoon too. This stuff has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. We're only talking about 140 calories in a serving. Plus, it's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and GMO-free. Now you can build your own box or get a variety pack with available flavors of cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, and cinnamon. I am absolutely hooked on Magic Spoon. Like I said, my favorite is to blend some of those flavors. I like to mix up my cocoa with my frosted. That is some sugary deliciousness that I can't resist in the morning. Johnny, what's your favorite?
Oh, I'm mixing the cocoa with the peanut butter, and I'm doing a peanut butter cup action. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's good stuff. And if you want to join us in eating some Magic Spoon, just go to magicspoon.com/survivor to grab your delicious cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code SURVIVOR at checkout to save $5 off your order. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked.
Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/survivor and use promo code SURVIVOR to save $5 off. And thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode. This episode of Reality NSFW is sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with us, Blue Chew. Blue Chew is making waves and bringing more confidence to the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger and longer lasting erections. That's right, we're giving away super hard dicks.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder, stronger erections to combat all forms of ED.
Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor offices, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And the best part, it's all done online.
Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew's sildenafil and tadalafil tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy.
Hey, if you're looking to give that immunity idol to someone, or you don't want to be voted out of a crater, don't worry, Blue Chew's got you covered. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's Blue Chew, BlueChew.com, promo code SURVIVOR to receive your first month free. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.